look at key highlights of 2025 in terms of, programs and projects where the government's been implement as against them new direction manifesto. For more on that, we get now the studio lawyer AKK from the media department na APC. Good morning, welcome to the program, AKK.
Good morning, Salma. Good morning, Leone.
Okay, I get my colleague journalist when I'm Melvin And AKK. Good morning, Melvin. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, we also invite Mike Bewa, the communications director in State House. We don't agree yesterday. We discussed and even really want for day this morning. Unfortunately, he just called an hour ago that you don't get to see your scolding voice, and he thinks he also for Malaya. But on Friday, you will also get to invite on the issue. But I'll start with you, Melvin, because we as journalists we get the records as to within 2025 key highlights where this government go say, things they we do. Let's start with the highs and later we can look at the lows there.
Wow, thank you very much for looking at the eyes. Wow. The chief minister say, I go use the chief minister in post for just shed some light on some of the things that he talk about. He talk about, firstly, the government has tangibly delivered, and it begin with, firstly, the economy, and it talk about, despite challenges, the inflation figures are moderate, and if you look in actual reality, that's true. Although still Sierra Leone and Nigeria, we get the highest inflation rates in West Africa, and we have one of the weakest currencies. But the fact remains that when it comes to that fact or that indices, yes, it cannot be far from the reality. And also another highlight, you talk about rehabilitation of Kush victims, we say over 600 plus. That's again, you cannot deny it. It was seen as a tangible that yes, there were some rehabilitation, though issues then be there, we then center then they again, and some of them we would expect other parts of the country. But the fact remains that yes, that was done. He also talked about the reality that President Bio chaired, the ECOWAS, and he prevented a reversal of democracy in Benin, which is actually true because we see what President Bio do in visiting, not only visiting but also triggering in emergency meetings on that. And he also spoke about roads and bridges. Yeah, there are a few roads and bridges under this government where the government officials them trumpets, and some of them will see one or two commissioning in 2025. And yes, although we not hear anything on the Longi Bridge from the chief minister, I'm trying to be off script, elder sister, but for me, I be one for looking from the arms of government perspective, because the chief minister attempts to set the agenda with him post, and I think as journalists and civil society activists, we should not be playing by the rule book of politicians, because when they set the agenda, it is skewed, in my estimation. So I'll look at it from a general perspective. Let's begin with Parliament. Of course, in 2025, we see Parliament pass some progressive laws, but apparently we see also in 2025 the opposition beneath for come out of Parliament over the issue of Paran Tarawali. And we've been seeing that the media have been sparking that issue there of Paran Tarawali. And we've been seeing eventually in 2025, Paran was elected Secretary General and definitely the end of for resign. But that is not to say when it comes to representation of Parliament. And as latter as 1 or 2 months ago, Parliament not only do some things there where the public don't get some reservation, one of which got to do with Parliament being given order to mobile network operators them on the need for letting reverse the data. They were unsuccessful about that. And of course, we will see the deputy speaker, presiding officer come up with the miniskirt order, and we see resentments on that. Of course, you look at the general comportment of the opposition. At some point, they had to walk out of Parliament, and that's going to do with the Paran story. And you look at generally the appreciation of parliament from the public perspective. I think we need to do an opinion poll, but I don't think many Sierra Leoneans are satisfied with the many empty seats that we will be see during 2025, and the way how so many issues where people be feel say parliament for we really stand on, then they not stand on. That is the by and large on parliament, and we come to the judiciary. It was a remarkable year of mixed balances when it comes to 2025 for the judiciary. And of course, 2025, I think that was the year for combat commander for assume office. I think you know 1 year now. So I stand for the correct set. But of course, we see himself come tout some reforms, establishing new courts them across the country, and announcing the special courts on drugs. And that's notwithstanding, but also we see, unfortunately, in 2025 was the year we see a whole Supreme Court judge will express vexation, and after which we see it happen to so that cannot go away. But also it was in 2025 we see the judiciary be for suspend another judge, Mamoja Stevens, for Lovegate. Of course, well, can we say it was in 2025, or at least somehow in 2025, we see the division of the Bar Association, Law Society versus Bar Association. That was an indent way, I think, say, we always look at the judiciary. But of course, basically, when it comes to the rule of law in 2025, basing on international benchmarking, particularly on the global rule of law index, Sierra Leone never performed well, and we've been in steady stagnation or decline, which is quite unfortunate. And it means that we need for really give grease to the wheels of justice for the expedited in which people believe. Then it comes to the presidency. Wow, 2025 hallmark of President Bio continue for fly, and of course, that was the year also we see the signing of performance contracts, though the report card not commemorate. It was in 2025. We see the cocoa scandal also, where vicariously affects the government, not just the SLPP. But of course, it was in that year also in 2025 from the presidency perspective that, I mean, for once, the president in 2025 toned down in anti-opposition rhetoric, which I think is a good thing. Unlike days where you used to call them terrorists and otherwise, but I think in 2025, President Bio managed to tone down in rhetoric. That is not to say he engaged or consulted more with the opposition, because we see a lot of unfinished businesses around. For example, the tripartite, which rests mostly on the presidency, which is an unfinished business. Also, we see an unfinished business when it comes to the constitutional review in 2025. You ask yourself why. It seems as if it's business as usual. We also see an unfinished business when it comes to, in 2025, basically, well, we call it a testing of the waters when it comes to devillaging. That came out from also the presidency, or by extension cabinet, redistricting, and of course the unending issue of full implementation of tripartite. So these are all unfinished businesses when it comes to the presidency. But of course, I think the big look ahead for after 2025, which is 2026, is succession. And I think that's going to cloud the whole 2026 calendar on both sides politically, be the APC and the SLPP. And for the opposition, when I be the worst for camp, I was expecting somebody from the opposition where they are and somebody from the government. I just want to play the devil's advocate if you tire. But since it's head on between me and the opposition, we've had my rival friend AKK. For the opposition, I think I ask myself several questions. Were they constructive? I think partially yes, from the legislative standpoint, because one of the most formidable acts of the APC in 2025, now when we do the parliamentary press conference, also we see they highlight a lot of issues. Of course, that was very formidable on their side. And if you look at the opposition from the secretariat perspective, then they really wololo. Also, we see now they at 2025 them boot out Samoa Kamara from from tripartite. That was the year. Also, was it not okay? Not that was not in 2025 when they won for stage that how they call them electoral justice campaign. But for the opposition, I think the main issue in 2025 now being Samoa Kamara, Sam Sumana, the current secretariat stroke executive, the management of the grassroots, where I think say then they suffer huge mistrust or deficits on, and largely the emergence of Jagaban. Jagaban has disrupted the whole opposition, what I would say opposition setup. And if we talk about succession for 2026, I think he's gonna be the person to look at. And for the SLPP, of course, I think 2025 waiting is set now a dangerous tone where I think say the president recently done the try for coil with attempts for undermine the authority of Batilo Songa as the chairman. A phenomenal personality in the SLPP that you cannot run away from is the First Lady, Madam Fatima. She was a personality in that party. Let me just contrast quickly with the APC. I think the young Fatima and Dr. Blyden, she's the most formidable opposition female politician in my estimation. And when it comes to the government, I think the same can be said for Fatima, looking at INGRIP and looking at the bounce back effect of INGRIP, and all can be summarized in the Kokoros conundrum. So ultimately, again, for 2025, Madabio is the man to watch, or was the man to watch, because when they not done it, is the man to watch. What will be his big announcement in his New Year's message? But I think Madabio already done sets a tone from a party level that he wants to give a free hand, let the party decide, which is a good thing if you're in an SLPP. But sadly, in terms of security and Madabio, it will be remembered as the year of most ridiculing for the Presidential Guard Force, and not only for the Rice Gates na State Lodge, but when you look the full video and what Madabio say, he expresses mistrust over security. Because for me, the recurring message was, and with the Wachuna, if you are the president, you are telling your Presidential Guard Force that they're being watched. For me, that was the biggest takeaway. So, again, how will Madabio handle the succession thing will be the interesting look ahead for 2026. But generally, I think 2025 will be remembered as a phenomenal year if you are coming from the opposition for negative things. If you are coming from the government, unfortunately, may not have a whole government briefcase because I need to work for government. But they themselves get some good things the way they go for trumpets and parrot that, yes. But ultimately, I think that the people are going to decide whether 2025 in better past 2024 or whether 2026 get for better past 2025 or worse. That would be up for grabs in the conversation.
Melvin, let me just take to look at the area of sports because sports are one of the areas where Sierra Leoneans and so love and so bring people in together. 25.
Oh, from a government perspective, then go both say they invest a lot of money when it comes to financing sports. But in terms of return, the return for sports na laurels. Outside of other disciplines like athletics, cricket, few others, how many laurels we get? And you ask yourself, we want to talk about sports, the biggest unfinished business, I think. If you praise government for almost invest, you go blast government back for why it didn't take them so long on rehabilitating or completing the national stadium. So that will be the biggest unfinished business for the SLPP government when you talk about 2025, because the national stadium should have been completed by well, to be frank with them, now they say 2026 or 2027. But the absence of the national stadium, it usually affects we, particularly when it comes to the football, playing home games away, in terms of cost, in terms of the euphoria of the game. Of course, me and you are a fan of schoolyard and other leagues. But generally, the gameplay, no matter what you say, the gameplay, yes, can there be improvements on the Premier League when it comes to football? Yes. And a big challenge is government spending equally on other disciplines? The answer there is no. So I think in terms of sports, we can do better. But I think the woman at the end of affairs, for one, should be at least commended. Though, if you want to look at the Slaffa election, that cannot be something good to write home about as to how the new president can have power. It's like for say almost now under subterranean means he can have power. But again, the legacy of the current president, I will argue, is unmatched to any other person. So maybe now out of that complexity or sentiment make it a day. But the other disciplines we'll for look at, and of course, the welfare of our athletes should be also taken care of. Now, inside 2025, we are a player then die because of injury the way they're not able for look after. That is sad. But of course, now inside 2025, we are also about accountability issues on ending na slaffa over reports, no reports. And of course, I mean, the conflicts of mandates between the NSA, the sports ministry, and all that. So if we want to look back, I think we have a lot of unfinished business to address. When I say we as a nation, may not work for government, but I think I have a duty also as a citizen for address some of those inadequacies. But the biggest setback we take away all the thing government doing are good, that the stadium we not done. And that hugely affects the country.
What can to the bread and butter?
Hmm.
Yeah, where ordinary voter, post with the go vote. Now how so the government can be able to take care of the basic. Get 24-hour lights, get the water supply where they pay for, able go na market, even if you want small money when they pay away money, able for buy things. If you look around, or even the slogans them around, people say, these are the worst Christmases. Oh, in fact, we worry how, like, for example, first month go tell like hardship. So we don't talk around the issues and the you think say also the 2025 government able look at that area.
No. That is, I think, now one of the government's biggest failure. The inequality gap, a widen. The one that we get, and then gets more inside 2025, and the one that we pull, it's like for say, if them pull no reverse, go beyond more, it just the outside and day. We're not able for, as a nation, close the gap between the haves and the have-nots. So what we end up foresee, we see a situation wherein, for example, if you use international benchmarking, MCC, we get one of the worst scores. We fail 8 out of 10 economic freedom indicators. And this is worrisome. If you look at IMF and World Bank reports, they are saying that although the projections, and there's a difference between projection and reality, although the projection on reduction of inflation and GDP growth look somehow flowery, but they say there are threats when it comes to debt, domestic debt, and budget deficits. So it's clear that waste still there in the system, corruption still there, and for a country and a government and the SLPP, we promise a flagship in feeding Sierra Leoneans. I was shocked that we are still ranked 108 out of 120 something countries that are among the hungriest. So how can you explain that? Flagship is Feed Salone, but the country is among the hungriest, not just on World Food Program ranking, but FAO ratings. So, and I say it's serious. We get a serious hunger situation. We are classed as serious, not very serious, but serious. So if we have a serious hunger problem, where the one them where the eats fine and quality eats, the number could better. It means for us the question, outside the investment on agriculture they go, has it yielded dividend? Because the chief minister they say rice bag price go down by 30%. Is that the case? Of course, there's a reduction in the price of rice, depending on the kind of rice we eat. But apparently, if you go to a cookery shop, it's not reflective. Because that rice where you will buy 10 million in size, and the way you will buy now 10 million in size is not the same. So the cost of living high, and no wonder the government come up with what I will call cosmetic wage bill proposed increments. I use this word cosmetic because from what I gather from the private sector, they are still in negotiation on, because then tell them say, well, I mean, the government, we cannot pay 1,200 with a lot of taxation one or impose on we. So the negotiation is still ongoing. And for like you see, saying a cosmetic, if government wanted to increase the wage bill, if I don't do it from January 1, but according to the same government, they say it happened in April. So it means it's cosmetic, it's an afterthought. And the ultimate thing there is, it's not going to be for parliament it. And the minister of war should go announce them, which is in violation of the labor laws, because that should have been done in tandem with the act. So we all go wish that the wage, the minimum wage go up, but you get to look at the commensurate effects also. If we're talking about budget deficit, side governments get for pull the money for fund the wage bill. We critic, they always don't say very high. So the government is in a quagmire when it comes to bread and butter. I think for in me in my own allegory, I think the bread factory they already they on a monopoly. And in this case, the last thing I go put on Sonoko then call her. I don't know when last I see the Sonoko bread. I don't know if Auntie Salma you don't get access to the Sonoko bread, but that was.
And continue and bakery, they will look at bakery bread and how we use for it.
So we expect that the enterprising of that and the real government be. So the bread and butter in terms of reality, hardship is rife, poverty is rife, and government is making efforts, but corruption undermine them. Corruption is still rife. If you look at other reports coming out outside of MCC, and you ask what is the government doing about it? Yes, Parliament will tell you then they recover funds, which is one of the good things in 2025. PAC recover a lot of copper, but the fact remains that when it comes to the economy and the impact not really felt not the ordinary people, like including the working class people, they work like they know they work. So I can ask myself, what about the one that we know they work? And a serious, this is a threat to security also. If you get boku money man, them if you get boku poor man pass money man, you don't will do conflict or peace and conflict studies. And say that's a natural threat to peace. And if you look at the peace they enjoy in our salon, some man they argue say, well, it's an active peace, but I think it's a passive peace. Passive peace, that means it's a yebe peace. The one the way this gone to really underway one.
Maybe guns and silent, but issues and
there are many issues, including the TRC report, where yet to be fully implemented. So we have a lot to do, but on the economy, I think say 2025, the government need for up the game ahead of 2026, because if the opposition wants to talk, then get a lot of things to talk about. How can you reduce the import cover from 6 months to 3 months to now to 2 months, which you do with all those resources. So a lot there for talk about, but it depends on whether they talk. From me as a neutralist and independent journalist, I think there are semblance of progress, particularly when the peace, APC as MVP, then they at least in our watermelon peace safe, we see some progress. But that doesn't mean that we not get more work for do as a nation.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Melvin. Yes, AKK, I want to view on some of the issues and far. Melvin taking time to we calm down, we look at the grants of government, you also look at owner as an opposition so far, what not only do in 2025. So we'll look at the 2025 as people that we also normally they draw government here on certain issues there and they bring some of the things that we not go right. The key highlights for you for 2025.
Honestly, one of the greatest things I can celebrate in 2025 as an individual was now the life we got given. Because genuinely speaking, it better we at least made to see the end of 2025. Satisfactorily, I can say, to a healthy body, a sound mind, and we pray that 2025 not ever again come our lives them as Sierra. The reason is this: 2025 in Sierra Leone, with the leadership of President Pio, is a total wreckage of this nation. I repeat, it's a total wreckage of this nation. It fails Sierra Leone in every sphere of a reasonable person in calculations. I am saying this out of all sincerity, putting Sierra Leone first. For me, it's Sierra Leone that comes first. When President Bill tell me say he dey embark on image rebranding, it's a fundamental thing. We all see the aftermath of the image rebranding. That tell you say all the monies them wey President Bill use for fly out of this country up and down, e not produce no result for Sierra Leoneans. The only result it produced for Sierra Leoneans is that President Bill say we go na me village na Bond. Sorry, na Bond. Na me districts na Bond. He say we as Bontainians will be proud that one per we, I mean we on Peking, be chairman for ECOWAS, be chairman for the Security Council. But the question you will ask, how is that reflective to Sierra Leoneans? How is that impacting the lives of Sierra Leoneans? How it don't rebrand the image of Sierra Leoneans? How it don't give we the ease and convenience amongst member states for enjoy that laurel? So I'm going to give you on the 16th of December this year, America placed a visa ban in Sierra Leoneans. But they know the issue, no American visa to anybody in Sierra Leone. And you call that success. And as it is now, there's a huge ton of serious deportation. And you know how that therefore impact the economy of Sierra Leone. Knowing too well how many homes in Sierra Leone they survive through remittances. Go to the Ministry of Finance and make you do a statistical analysis as to how much remittances they contribute to the economy of Sierra Leone. Then you understand that it's not a play. That in an event that chunk of Sierra Leoneans are deported, it's going to cripple our economy. And it's going to stagnate this country seriously. Fundamental, that's what. So you begin to see how 2025 was hell on earth. 2025, I repeat, and that's the caption, for the SLPP-led government, Sierra Leoneans saw hell on earth in its tangibility. We saw hell physical one.
So now
Let me give you.
So that's not a good way they do for 2025.
Realistically, I'm not going to say nothing not the way they not do good. I don't mention one. That amongst this name calling, I mean, the chairman of ECOWAS, first lady, the chair lady of, African first ladies, blah, blah, blah. These names, because this is what they think are success. Fundamental and principally, again, let me take you to another limb I want to address. The MCC report. When you look at 22 benchmarks indicators, Sierra Leone only able to succeed for past 9 and 13. Abysmal. It's unfortunate. Economic freedom. Poor. That tells you that Sierra Leone is indeed a hungry country. And there's this proverbial saying that a hungry man is an angry man. And I can next us this now to waiting exactly President talk when he be the address in State Guards. I want to see how Salome would see hell on earth. This is the president in the address in State Guards, see? But this na careless thief. See the boss itself, na careless thief man. You know kind of State House. For can't thief nothing, na rest you can't thief. When I listen that one day water run me out. I said, why are you being insensitive to the majority of Sierra Leoneans? Do you not know say people in they die of starvation? You don't know say people in they die of hunger? You know what the policy do so? I am not justifying it.
So if I go take State
No, that is you get me now. So don't provoke it. When I talk as somebody who is very, very informed.
So the person will go jump.
I am not justifying it. Not justifying it at all. But I'm telling you, this policy they put now in life on the crossroad. It's better than kill me in a State House and go thief rest. We go justify say that because angry want kill me, then I don't have me bed I die for angry and tell me say na kushate. You understand the scenario? So in other words, I am telling you, the level of hunger in Salome is so unprecedented. The level between the haves, as my brother say, and the have not it don't become so wide enough that it's becoming worrisome. If they go thief na state house, now you also self not safe anymore. If they go thief na state house, we get security guards, when they guard the first gentleman of the republic, and then thief na in backyard, na in kitchen, rest. You and I have to be worried. Because we need to know that kind of security the president gets to. We need to know that kind of camera we state house get to. We need to know get that kind of leverage of security awareness. Now make you listen when the president is talking. You and I, we need to ask yourself a question: are we safe in our respective homes? One block now with pockets is safe. The 2 corporates who put na fire for cook for level eat na even 10. It's safe because members not can jog but if you pot na fire side. We are reaching to that point, and I pray my government will not reach that destination. So that is beginning to tell you something is unfortunate. Something is happening. The people of this country, they can reach at a particular point, they get for basically Timana and they ask God, say, God, you waiting for it.
So AKK, what about also currency reports that show say, in fact, government don't try to control the inflation when a single digits, we ever in the history of how many years in this kind of economy never happened. So they will see the fixed salon, for many years now, we don't get rest from other countries for the school feeding programs and all that. But for the past months now, inside 2025, the school feeding program, now rising plants now. Then also we see also the intervention of the Yabas business. Now we get a farm na Lungi, at least when they produce Yabas, we government now they talk to say you don't typically talk about Yabas subsidy. These are all not to achievement for government.
If these are achievements for the government, I would say they are very, very more insignificant and infinitesimal. Very, very, very insignificant for the population of Sierra Leone. Accept. These are baby steps. And I remember I said to Mike, me to Nabi Liberty. I say all which one are the chop and so Sierra Leoneans not be settled for less anymore. We don't celebrate baby steps actions. We celebrate giant step actions. We don't take for say, yes, at least we know the progress, but at least until they do so, we don't begin. No, let us start asking for more. Australians no longer settle for less. However, there's so many things that if you see me paper we full up. So many things that where I want to bring to our attention. Let me see the issue of security in this country. At first, na Salon in 2025, na fire outbreak na State House. Remember? What to say? If State House gets fire incident, today na State Lodge are you beginning to understand how worrisome are these situations? These are the country in 2025 where we the host, it is alleged that we host the drug kingpin. To the extent that it don't ripple, it don't stifle, it don't turn about reputation to the extent that those people that are traveling up and down the country, the world, are facing its raw border challenges, immigration challenges, scanning, intimidation, and a host of other things. Fundamentally and principally in 2025, and then you see the Sierra Leonean ambassador attached to Guinea. They apprehend them with substances suspected to be drugs. Not to be area, I know they talk with not to say in 2025, it's an overview we are doing. Now in 2025.
But one go say again, government acts proactively because the government takes decisive measures.
What do you think?
They change the individual.
So now so Salon don't settle. They get you with drugs, then pull you, they can put you other side. So now so Salon find out. Well, that's so one time, but they are big wheel Salon also one time. Because from where they pull as money, what's it happen? You not see nothing. These are people who are representing Sierra Leoneans in Guinea, the ambassador, in the official vehicle, with substances alleged to be drugs. Yeah, but what a shame to this country. As recent as it was in 2025, people were intercepted in Interpol with Sierra Leonean passports and these were drug lords. Cocaine shipments across the Atlantic, Sierra Leone being a conduit to distributing it in the Sub-Sahara and the Americans. Sierra Leone being the hub.
But government will say they will not see them, or then say they do the needful.
We are doing an I don't know whether they want to be the anchor for. Now you make it for own final. Like my brother said, make government.
I'm asking you a question.
But they are not doing anything. My argument is they are not doing anything. Or even if they are doing something, it's infinitesimal.
Okay.
It's insignificant.
So you just react to the questions and don't know what they ask.
That's the point. Yeah. But equally, when you ask the questions, you have to ask the questions very objectively.
That's what I'm doing now.
You understand? And not to ask the question and provoke the answer for them.
No, we are not provoking.
However, I am saying, and I know what I'm saying.
But steps, they take steps, and some
those steps, I continue to tell you, these are baby steps. Sierra Leoneans are not ready to settle for baby steps anymore. We are about 50 years as a nation since independence. And Singapore and other countries, Malaysia and other countries, Ghana and other countries are fastly ahead of us.
So what you go say in the area
just because Sierra Leoneans continue for settle for baby steps.
So what you go say in the area of education, because
that is where I am coming now, step by step.
Because according to government,
I enjoy this debate too. I know these guys will not come here.
According to government reports, they also other
because they have very little to tell Sierra Leoneans.
According to government reports, other international organizations and say
I am saying it here.
If person sick, that means say in organizing for cancer.
Well, that's what
you making the gap number. So they kind of morning coffee tell me say Salma made there to sleep off. So now the same thing Mike says. So
I agree.
Not justified.
I agree, but I go to one. When see the name Bukana, he sent me.
Well, for that time they short. It's time short. You know this early morning.
No problem,
I don't think say Mike boy cause
no. In the area of education, we see government highly recognized, even internationally, United Nations on the side for the enrollment of picking into basic and secondary education, and we are in Sierra Leone. They usually not as a phototype when it comes to education business. Because that's also again a sort of position.
It's fictitious. In fact, exactly what I'm telling you is fictitious.
We cannot for we know it's a career program, so
it's completely unrealistic. Now, like when you say a fake story you're building, let me give you the tangibles. Now in 2025, over 22,000 students they're not able to sit to us. Simply because they say they're not able to upload the CAS, continuous assessment.
So then if you want blame government for that.
Mama, wallahi, na government are the blame. And if you ask me why.
Because so principal not do their work, na government for blaming them.
Would that be responsible? Would that be provide supervision?
Where principal not able to do work, na
would that be supervision? Sama, you know how it is. Wallahi, where they are so. Anything go wrong, I would have know. And the DG, the DG and the deputy DG are also about the hierarchy here. Because they owe on to the people of this country for make sure say you work to the best of their ability. They provide the supervisory role. But not to you right now the interview. But if this program not right, not to you they ask, not in they ask. So this is how government operates. We owe the government though. The question. Continue from that point. Selman Ayame Yutuna, you say moderate the program. You host Sierra Leone Teachers Union or concerned teachers for strike. They say they open school because they don't sit up for they know the pay. They don't know say they do the work they need pay. Subsidy they need sell. In fact, the subsidy when they say not for this academic year when they open up and for 2024. Alabia make 2025 not carry again in this country. The guy will suffer in this country, the guy will see hell in this country in 2025. May Allah make it not be again. We see pain, and we see torment.
So that might not send it for the free quality and make the thing fake.
In fact, it's fake. It's fake.
Even with waiting government, they say don't add more picking in the class, or more picking in the good school.
And this is where I'm taking you now.
They don't build more schools.
Yeah.
Brother, big Ibrahim. Go to Gambia. Go to Kamakwe and Kwenadugu. And they are come also recently. Structures and they broke them for them so that people and they contribute for go cut stick for campaign structure. Teacher and they come out from main tongue, Kabbalah tongue. They work at 7-8 miles for go teach female teachers. Now here you see, recently there was a video peddling. Who say you see them put belly woman na amok. Now some partner Kenema. when they carry am go now hospital because ambulance no dey, bike no dey, nothing no dey. Na how more people dem total dey carry am go now hospital medical. I segment this discussion into all the line ministries in this country. That was why, please, let us go this way. Now, see in education, what it can happen. As I'm talking to you now, they don't recruit thousands of teachers. When they are recruited teachers, they are not on salary. Challenge me anywhere. And if you don't believe, I will cow proof on this studio. The teachers and the way they don't say they don't recruit them through the teaching service commission, blah blah blah. They don't go through the exams. They don't give them message you are a teacher. Outside money not be an account. Facade. You see how empty is this block? See how unrealistic is this thing? Now here you see school they open. Teachers say we need go school because of routine. Hey, we not get subsidy, not say night. They don't pay, we don't go past 4 months and they pay. But now here you see Ben Kefala go take teacher in the pin and a 43. He tag they give them chain. Sounded like a name and shame them. A 43 I do. Now all these reports come also. Became massive looting when they do. Ask Ben Kefala what I get for. From 2023 audit report, would I pin a 43? 2024 audit, would I pin a 43 in 2025? But we come to teacher, the pin and a 43 in name and shame. Come to the health. The APC left a very three-pronged initiative. The free medical scheme for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 5. Gona cottage, Gona under 5, Gona Rukupa government hospital. Care we pick it under 5 if they will treat her. They will tell you say Panadol set for the care. If you not take her at the doctor, then he will give referral. Say go to that pharmacy, they go buy. Now in 2025, million paddy like a brother, we don't be together, we all first degree together, we not together, we do everything together. A woman died in a Rukupa government hospital simply because there was no oxygen. He can't say, look me, say, I'm a lawyer, may I go buy fuel, may I can put on this generator. I say generator not the work. Fuel no the generator, no the oxygen, no the. That woman died man. In 2025. Now they talk this and they pay. In 2025, let's go to the Ministry of Health. Listen, the Minister of them. Now in 2025, Kush becomes a menace to this country. Substance abuses. To the extent that you see able-bodied people turn for become zombies. With Saul, when they carry, where even a medical practitioner not gets the courage to administer medication to, because the seriousness of that soul or life, it takes special courage for administer treatment to her. This is in 2025. Then in 2025, you see the issue of substance abuses become prevalent than any other time in the history of this country. To the extent that the president said, what he do a one-stop visitation, like Hastings and other rehab centers, you know, they call it high-level delegation meeting at State House. You say, you know what? This is no longer about politics. It's becoming on the ground. It's serious. This is in 2025. Now in 2025, we see the worst things that happen in this country. Now in 2025, you see, I tell you this out of all sincerity, the government say we don't get 330 million grant from MCC, we don't get emission 300, we don't get this, we don't get that, we don't get so money. In fact, we don't get donor confidence. With all this money we can inside, you know how they attached to them? Serious interest of no beneficial interest to Sierra. Tell me you took all the money we can sell, with all the money we don't pump our energy, free to see that pass outside. With all the initiative we can the young tell like how to talk, and I mean to be there. One thing. Tell me yesterday in a Freetown from the central part of Freetown, say come by John Street, say go Robert Street, and I say go by whatever we like to know the name as well speak like that. This is Freetown. Continue from that point, agriculture. the feed salon project. That is what Ibrahim was saying. Say they don't do big baby steps. Tell me who say you dey go na salon, you dey go meet shop or store where they sell bara rest, local rest, where they say that this na from the feed salon project.
But the feed salon just 2 years, no?
You
You know, okay. Sometimes they get to take time.
Okay,
now. You see, the culture, they ignore more the seed today, sometimes.
Okay, so we're talking about this now.
Now, question that they ask you,
not
say, you know, it get to take time. So, and they say, you want to say down there back now, another failed project.
It's not only a failed project, it's a total failed project. Let me give you
around the country.
Let me give you a background.
Let me give you a background. Government in the waiting will take.
Let me give you a background. When President Bill take over government, the first thing we talk about this country is the Tomago project. Melvin and researcher, not journalist. From that time when President Bill take power in 2018 to today, show me one time we talk about Tomago rest. When Tomago fail abysmally.
But plantation they go.
I wish that we might be there.
Plantation they go.
Now yeah, that time we say locally produced eggs don't go cheaper than imported eggs. Salma, and they put you to a bet and they put you to a strict proof. Come on, I go na Kucherud market. Say I want to see the egg they make na salon and you are with the imports. Then they show me the difference. Which one you buy cheaper and which one you buy higher. If you see that. Now they can make a facade. Sonugu bread factory na Wellington. In the past they say you know the waste so no. Me like the market. You tell me the open Sonugu.
So now you go the past, me that waste.
When you pass them, the place locked 24 hours. The place locked 24 hours. If I not going to happen again.
So you said the factory don't lock?
Mama, not to story at the tell. Anytime they tell, they point at her. Personal, Wellington by PMB. Where they go PMB so? By you left so. By mission school there on work and then by left so. When they open the new lane, they will go sit up and take picture. Nobody say Saloma like news. In fact, the bill is big because they know for saying a line and the Shinkasi Leoneans. Now outside, now they done the other side leper open so but now be nothing of it. From where the lepers will take today, pink said not stay. I told them I said Australians will see hell on earth in 2025. Now I'm making AKK again. Continue from that point. Now here you see the issue of
paper in Tuboku,
in 2025.
Just summarize.
Now in 2025.
So the paper they say don't be sorry.
Just summarize because if Mike be there, I'm not saying just summarize.
It's painful. But let me wrap up quickly. Parliament. Now in 2025, you see the first lady in Obia. They sink pan and they embarrass her in Parliament. To the extent that Mr. Self are sorry for her. I said no. She might have her excesses, but that's public embarrassment is too much. In the presence of the husband. In Obia, is what he do. He said he puts earphone and his. When you mind the talk show, him they watching phone in the place. This is the country we saw in 2025. If anybody say Allah, like I'll prove it. Point out. Now in 2025, you see this country. Wallahi, can't take it lightly. That once they say, Dutch government they say we get Umar Sharif. Listen, Dutch government say we get just 9 acres. The government of Sierra Leone they say no, the one who wanna be seen so behind that background, na Umar Sharif. But in fact, this Umar Sharif will not say again no. Enough to now say under law and the immigration officer. They get again. Today, you just say about. They call her Umar Sharif. The Dutch government call her just 9 acres. Would I be talked to that? But the Attorney General say they serve the extradition papers. And he tell them say, he tell me that this studio or some other studio say extradition not to thing really happen overnight. They get due process.
So briefly, although if you talk for the opposition and but you're a lawyer, so you're part of the judiciary. So just summarize from the judiciary so far, because we see government making a lot of progress, establishment of more get more judges, get more magistrates there, and we are we see speedy proceedings there. Also, for the first time in the history of the judiciary, where we should be part of, we see them take high court cases to the provinces.
Without being biased at all, I want send me appreciation to the Chief Justice of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Justice Combat Commander. This is out of sincerity, of purpose. I think in 1 year, almost 1 year, 1 month now, or 1 year, 2 weeks, or 1 year, 1 week, the reforms that we carry at the judiciary, they're really, really enticing. They're really,
Really?
yes, they're really, really enticing. The reason I make us say really, really enticing, I'm too careful of language. I'm too careful of language that they use. The reason I say it's enticing is because it's just introduced. What you gonna make it now more nice, sweet, and with the upload them when it becomes sustained. You understand? But because it's just like an introduction stage, it's enticing. For the first time in the history of the judiciary of this country, the APC courts sits in Namakini. For the first time in the judiciary of this country, we don't get almost resident judges, almost all district headquarters town. We don't increase in the magisterial courts, 91 of the magistrate courts. We don't open special divisions of the court. Assignment of cases now look faster than before. To the extent that they open a whole division of the courts for drug-related cases. And to the extent that I don't give practice directions, that even magistrate courts for sit on Saturdays, strictly for drug and drug-related cases. And I don't give timelines, where at least again, speedy trial are one of the embodiments of waiting justice.
Okay, I want to the ones we Melvin they talk about, for example, what's name remember the APC for 2025, for example, partially constructive. He mentioned that the Samoa Kamara issue, and he also mentioned a key individual, Jagaban, where he also thinks like a man for what he also, for many people also don't change the dynamics as to the whole polity. You agree with that point?
Yes, in fact, I agree with 100%. Jagaban, in fact, if you listen, First Lady, when we talk now, Kono, he said, well, not all by no more forget Jagaban, who said forget we all Jagaban. But we tell First Lady, say, you know, Jagaban. Now, Jagaban, like where you say, Jagaban, like where they sleep or something, where they wake, right now, they all Jagaban. We all Jagaban in kind of dates. So we celebrate with Jagaban. And I believe, say, it impacts the lives of Sierra Leoneans, not only APC people. It impact the lives of Sierra Leoneans.
It's also the member for the national executive
And that is
division,
Samoa,
the Samoa Kamara, they want to struggle with that.
One thing we will succeed forgets in 2025, now that this country will remember we say we believe in peace over discord, i.e. the Sam Sumana case. You see, we yesterday in Miami and BMT, they were shoulder together, we laugh and say, the issue of Sam Sumana is over, it's back to the party. We don't accept, and we're moving on as a family. We give him the pageantry he wants. He's not a strange person. He has been a very senior stakeholder in this party. We're not ready again for pull here and there. We're moving on. Unity over this God. Thumbs up to the APC.
Moving on.
Another thing in the
moving on a former flag bearer.
That's where
Samoa
I'm
Kamara.
The supporters and things.
Some are not happy. Then just gone to.
That's where we're coming.
They still go for electoral justice. We are in some of our members in the party. We don't let them say when go to electoral justice. We not the forge ahead.
So the extent that Melvin mentioned that there is now a cut off the APC people let me know say na a grassroots person that touch no day again. In fact, some side they will not get mind for good because as a result of. So this is electoral justice.
Let's see all the work outside this country. Anytime we Jagaban reach, you know, say we APC don't reach there. Anytime we Pamika reach, we see Pass and reach. You see who go better na go. If you buy rally na go. You see K-time program.
But Samoa is still a key player.
No, you cannot take it from him. And that is what we succeeded in having in 2025.
And supporters are not happy.
No, they are happy.
Because I force them to make a handover office.
No, we're not force them. In fact, we know they ever treat her in any unfair manner. We will never do
When I
that.
change her from one no tripartite committee, even I be the chair, I they lead everything, the process, when I cut other individuals.
This is a football team.
And also they speak now that if you say no, also on a form of Flabia a day.
No, say they.
On a party quiet.
I do no say they. And he's doing very well. He's supportive to the party. And above all, if you want to know that one, they say Dr. Samuel Matthew Wilson Kama is not okay. Please when I call and I make one it up. Or just try to put her on the spot. Say, Doc, will feel say things are not okay. What's your perception? What do you have to say? But I'll tell you here authoritatively, he's doing fine. We are fine as a party, and we're in unison. Everybody is now on board. The eyes are on 2028.
This partially constructive, not a good thing, not a pass mark. If not by waiting Melvin.
No, Melvin waiting.
Because again, what at a situation like when you say 2025 now be held, the public also citizens also look at how, for example, the contribution of the opposition to call governments to order.
Now they will cancel, Mama. What's in that this country will not challenge government for. Then listen we. But now you come on na parliament. We say, bo, Paran when I say make it step down. Then but when I know say it's against the standard is it the standing orders of parliament. And we all know say Paran and SLPP for say they buy for it don't make intention don't say they go to buy for SLPP Secretary General. Then when I want if you for all loss, it come back and continue as clerk. So we come on. So he resigned. They felt okay for win because he never lost. Because he don't lost Sandra. So if we win at all costs Sandra. So we know say as he resigned, so we know say Parana the next Secretary General and SLPP. So these are issues. We don't raise issues. The safe morality bill. The APC, when they have certain things and they will not be appropriate, with parliamentarians and parliament, speak about. The issue of the census. The APC they participate in them actively. And as it is now, with the monitor certain anomalies that happen at the census currently, the ongoing cartographic mapping for which we can make to the public soon. So the people of this country will realize that in 2025 they had an active and vibrant APC, which is ready to take State House legitimately to the ballot.
Okay, they come back to yes, Melvin. I want you before moving.
Oh, interesting.
Take note.
Of course, I mean, I don't work for government, but under my rights, under Section 13, I get a duty for defend the state because I'm a part of the state. So when somebody come out as part of the state from an opposition perspective, I think as an independent journalist, I have a duty also to set the record straight. I know say some people can say, oh, Melvin don't go, Melvin I SLPP, or Melvin is always like that. But I think I have a moral conscience. All right. I come to my brother in the opposition. He's my good friend. And of course, his notes are very elaborate and to some point very factual. But what is missing in his notes is the alternative opinion, the options to we always see don't say. It don't candidate the government from back to back. You're not talking anything positive. Even when you talk about quizzes, but what in our tell we, what suffices? If you agree and if anybody will agree, says if you don't feel, what are the options where APC provide? Let's begin one after the other. You say free quality education is a big failure. In your words, you've not qualified it with data or anything what the government can do in terms of enrollment, including UNICEF telling you that in West Africa, Sierra Leone, the early rate of reading surpasses almost every country. That is a fact. But I'm not counting answer. I'm not speaking for government. I'm speaking for my country because them programming are only for set the record straight because you have a duty not to demonize your country because country comes first. Sierra Leone is not the best place to be. I for don't start with 2025 was the year that I was banned in parliament, but deliberately refrain from that because there are bigger issues than that. All right, so now let's begin. Me brother na APC not talk say na 2025 they not able for conduct the lower level election, and at the year when they play catch up to the SLPP, where SLPP don't do their own, and not talk that. That's seemingly not important. We show that they BN at the race right now. He does not talk about that. Whether that is not important, it's a matter of let's wait and see. He also talked about this is quite interesting. Jagaban. I remember I said, what? Can a political party be so naive? say we own Jagaban, and they own Jagaban, it beats all Jagaban. What the opposition has never asked or care less to ask is about who side this man pull this money. It is called political party financing. As it stands, from what we see, APC is broke. The only bankroller is Jagaban. Where all the money APC we don't get that. All the membership contribution where they collect. That seems not to be important to him because he wants to skew the conversation like every other politician. So if APC we don't have power for almost here, if you do the equilibrium, long years, can depend on Jagaban. Just one man. One man.
So currently, nine then depend on it.
But then the man your words. The man your words. That Jagaban no more than get. It's unfortunate. This is a political party that is in opposition that has been in governance, and now they can put all the eggs in one basket financially. What if there is no Jagaban? And what does that say? It says that the APC is now for sale. If APC can depend on Jagaban because of the game money, I mean, say they are not only bankrupt, but the party is there for the highest bidder. Is that the kind of opposition in waiting for governance we want to see? The danger about this, Jagaban said no say me we don't criticize that. He's doing a lot of job, and I believe, say in Africa, any kind of position they will deliver before you go to office. I believe in that. Good. But the danger there is when you have a businessman as the president of a nation, it's totally different. That's what is called conflict of interest. A classic course I would give my brother here when the APC seems to put all the eggs on Jagaban is the case of Donald Trump and his current administration in America. It's just my belief that absolute power corrupts absolutely. You don't ever hear say Dangote want to be president of Nigeria. You don't ever hear say Bill Gates want to be president of America. Why? You don't ever hear Jeff Bezos there. No, why? Because the line is blurred between business and politics. I'm not saying a businessman, not for be a politician. But when you vouch for the offices, and this at all, I say if Jagaban should say he want for be the president of Sierra Leone, let relinquish some of his businesses. Let give other people the manager. But you cannot be managing your own business. Also, you got to go the line on what you do in a business or within a politics. So I think that's the danger there. But again, honestly, this is my opinion. Whether I will become a good president if he's given his symbol and elected, that will be a question for posterity. But I don't think Maui get money too much, you will get power back. That is my that is my ultimate opinion. I'm coming. I have my notes also. Yeah, I deliberately not want to go for my notes. But again, me when I talk about the issue we got for do with progress in the judiciary. Wow. I know where it's coming from. He's a lawyer. They're always biased when it comes to the judiciary. Either they're afraid or they want to complement their offices. So I can understand. Someone you don't know this profession past me. One guy I mean not say as already can that the judiciary in a service and mara. Wait now in faith right now. He's been called into an inquiry. So
they own society, no?
No, they own society, you know. They pass ourselves.
Oh, it's not like devil.
Then they don't pass devil. Because the devil then get you see where one person want pull the devil now do. Lawyer Justice Alloway. This 2025 will get the worst allegation against the Chief Justice in Sierra Leone. It has never happened. So when somebody says the judiciary, don't forget about international benchmarking force. If you go to the Salman, let me just give reference, World Justice Project Rule of Law Index. Just watch 2025, watch 2024, and in the previous years. We underperformed. But yet still the lawyer they say the judiciary is delivering. So for me, it's quite unfortunate that some of these things are said. Again, you talk about the judiciary. Now 2025, this almighty judiciary practice procedure will go ultra varies to the 2008 National Drug Control Act. Lawyer Society came out with a position on that. Chadi came out with a position on that. So can we celebrate the judiciary for that?
So for you, there is nothing to celebrate about judiciary in 2025?
Like he said, no, see, so he contradicts himself. He said, baby, this is not time to accommodate rhetorics around baby steps.
Baby steps actions. Yeah.
So can you call those steps substantial enough? When, if you look at the report, it says you say case overload. It's still backlog of cases in the courts. It's still a problem in Sierra Leone. We've not overcome that yet. So what is there to celebrate because of my young man day? it's quite unfortunate. But there are so many other things that is said.
Maybe more like the first yes, when they come back. Yes, so AKK when they come to you, when they come.
Just a quick one to my brother Melvin. Please, I know I make you misinform the public about what you are not saying. Of course, we appreciate what Jagaban do, and I talk on there, and I do on record. What Jagaban do not only APC the benefits, Australian unions the benefit, and that's my exact word, and I believe in that, and I think they are right. Because the solar lights the way they count, you know, say not only APC people in the work under. The boreholes the way they make, you know, say not only APC in the work under. The money the way they give to churches and mosques, you know, they only say when they pay the churches or when they build the mosques, then only APC people have to go pray there. No, this is a country where we get religious tolerance. But however, what he talk with very key, now that APC with all things we don't go anchor everything on Jagaban, that is untrue. But to so I say, and not to so the party they go on. Jagaban is like any other person at the party who will be flag bearer. I want to make this very clear. Whosoever will during in cause say you want to be flag bearer, you want to be charitable, the duty lecturer.
He said by your statement or by maybe the actions, you appear like for say like una depend so much on
let
the party appear broke.
No, Lord forbid. Hey boy APC, who would not lead this country past SLPP? In fact, some of them they see when they say man, we don't people let you the opposition. Some of them never feel opposition. APC broke. No boy, you don't take us to that mode. We will not go there. Don't drag us there. APC not broke. Let me say this unequivocally. We're not broke. And we're not anchored with finances or with sustenance as a party on an individual. That is why we get a membership. So the party, they continue to generate funds through donors and with membership. That is why we pay dues to a party because we want the party continue to sustain instead and so that nobody they can hijack with party.
2025 back in a year where they not go forget APC not been conducting low and level election.
That's exactly what he said again. Yeah. I not really want to say this, but wallahi, the party and the people of this country will realize that APC is not a serious political party that amidst all the challenges that we still able inside 2026 as I'm telling 2025 so we don't set to all internal party wrangling. We don't submit to PPRC. We revise electoral rules or guidelines, and PPRC will try to prepare for Gazette and for kickstart with lower level ASAP. However, waiting make will not be succeed for do with lower level elections and ultimate NDC. That because we follow procedural guidelines. That before you do an election, you therefore do A, B, C, D. And that is the process we follow with objections in come into play. I, Chief Samsman and others, Paul, Kamara and others, all different people that object. And they bypass these procedures in law. He knows that as a researcher. So we don't fulfill all these requirements. So and he knows they will do all this within timelines. So however,
so the people singing for the CJ now because you feel in according to order.
No, bro. You know me now. The point is, let us give applause. Let us give flowers to those who flowers are due to.
Well, maybe we need to say that flower, do we,
Sana, Pastor Mo will know I'm be honest to myself, but within the Chief Justice don't do within this nick of a time, in 1 year in governance, in administration, at the end of affairs, with the reforms them where you don't roll out, except you have to be very, very much.
Well, I mean, Melvin with the talk say, you just say because na appointee of government, and what they do now, waiting maybe not two government in waiting government one for to do. Yeah. So, but if they say waiting government do in 2025 na baby step there. So now
it's not L on art. No, cutting him. Say 2025 was L on art. So including judiciary.
So if they praise the judiciary, where the individual will praise
the judiciary na president
appoint them for what they do. So now Melvin watch like say it takes 2 to 10.
No, Mr. Samurai Abi, what are you trying to say here? We were here to get a comparative analysis or an overview of the entirety of 2025. And no matter how the judiciary might have performed exemplarily, it's still infinitesimal, insignificant in its entirety. But however, if I mark them one after the other, I'll tell you, amongst all the three arms of government, I think the judiciary performed exemplary in this 1 year of Justice Kamba Commander. But what is more central, and that goes back to Jagaban, for say, not to me say, we own Jagaban. I mentioned clearly now, I say, first lady say, not to the no more get Jagaban. I say na kono. I say then self say they don't get there you Jagaban. So he asks the question, so why will not even bother as an position for us to who say this person the full money? Yeah. But however, waiting the brother miss for understand now that we get what we call the financial intelligence units alone, and we equally get the anti-corruption commission. These are reputable institutions in this country where solely get the constitutional mandates for at least probe into whosoever then feel say then get some amount of questions that they want to make an answer with regards to how it, don't forget, because money laundering is a crime. So people who if you feel say he gets anything where you feel say he gets money, where to some extent if you say to get this money, you want to know how you get the money, there are ways to go about it. Okay. That is not under the remit of a political party. Okay, we cannot bite more than what we can swallow.
Okay, we'll just go through some of the messages. This one say all the young men in a salon don't own bike rider, they make nails, all kind of business. So again, me no make you blame government too much on this, be angry. May the young man also make government do to attract them for go upline and for go do the farm work. This one say the situation of this country is say it really bad. Look Abacha Street, full up with energetic people where the market until they all not reach even 100 leons. Says so no blame government. We think say we say for salon people for begin to push this country good before. This one say the free salon and the free quality education. I think say that two projects with this government, they don't try small, so I don't think say you still and fail totally on that. This one say plenty thank you to Melvin and lawyer AKK for the discussion this morning. Say God bless you, Melvin, for always for the discuss issues then we now public interest. This one say thank you so much, Sam and team, for bringing in Melvin. Say reputable journalist, we don't do so much and we're very proud of him. This one say indeed 2025 not being a year where we really bad at this country, so pray that it not happen. He said, but I think say the SLPP government do well for side like education, the fight corruption, light safe, then give small and water safe. But I think say they not go fail all side. Alright, from the text now they go to some of the messages. This one say Malusanem so it say APC sideline Dr. Samura and Samsumana, so may Jagaban also bear in mind, then will likely do the same to them. This one, if you like say Jagaban are the Moses for the APC party, is a question, alright? This one say good morning coffee from Abudi Kaloko, say happy new year, thank you so much. This one saying I watch a program live from my own village. AKK said do you make the old guards and IPC allow now new phase system? This one they come from Ibrahim Tiko. Man say we wish politicians will love this country and do the right thing. This one saying me this is coming from Sakedi Dabe. They say they're not catch the ambassador with drugs so na in motoka and the Guinean authority then this being same reported a bit exonerate and so they are me lawyer AKK get in fact right. This one say you want to say but the woman and nobody puts them on how much during the APC regime. This one say it really sad for where the health center fire just catch like that and burn their lab. This one's a good program, Salma and Tim say I enjoy the program from Monday to today. Yes, AKK so the round.
Yes, I want to tell the Texas them and the one who then send the messages them plenty thank you. This is what we accept in a civic space that everybody gets in rights for performing only to all. Push na the corner, criticize constructively and objectively with the sole focus that Salon will get in common. And so I want to tell you plenty thank you, but one thing I want to guarantee you now that the APC not solely rely on Jagaban. Jagaban, if I not lie, we get inclined in the APC in the terms. Charlie Naya Salma, if you not remember, na APC, when I remember we get one name when they come Mose Fadika, not also BB in this country. We must say Fadika push small, we not be get other person in this country and they call John Cisse. So APC will get them. We'll keep pulling them by time. So we get the Jagabans in hundreds. APC don't serve this country and we don't serve their well. So we get them. So the party not broke at all. The other person will say, indeed, Medengi with the young people in space. Yes, I think before they give we space, we therefore get the opportunity for us for land from them part there. And thankfully, some of we don't get the opportunity, we don't land from them. And I believe say we get the convenience now for say no, AKK we don't land, they will give them the opportunity that for me on serve. It should be seamless. You understand? It should not be like coercion.
So what did they say? In opposition, so in big governments in waiting, so the fit salon and equality, not to elect, we will say total failure that we in fact to account for work on.
No, of course.
A good project.
You know say APC good at that. Still the government of President Ernest by Kroma former. When President Kaba left NASIT, all these state institutions, NRA and blah blah blah, ETSA, when anti-corruption, when it bill on them. Say for the fact that President Bill, when we left Mama project with a scrapper, the money where you go use for these are all projects who I get now. The money you go use for open one terminal for the open Mama. So this government is not known for continued legacies of good projects. But although we say they don't fail abysmally, although we don't see, say, President Bill, he get very little or nothing for points at Nasalon. But amongst all, they must get one, half something, and half 15 in a way, at least it starts. Where would they see, say, it good, where we can build on that.
Okay, thank you.
You understand? This is the APC. That's what you are.
Thank you so much, AKK. Yes, and Melvin, so the round up now.
I want to tell Family and thank you on the issue of, I don't know why my brother come back for doing a rebut side. I don't know if my message and send and say for clear that side. What me say now we respond to say Fatima now wait he talk in response to waiting Fatima say there's need the young Jagaban. Now he said the young Jagaban had to compare with. So that was the premise of that. So but again on the same Jagaban issue, because it seemed to be one of the personality of the year, I've checked, and until and unless me see in tax return, it's always going to be a question as to Usai pull money day, because it's important when moving forward, because Usai puts in pull money and then in allegiance get for life someday. When we talk about the bike riders and traders in Abacha, I think it's called the informal sector, and from the plans of the government, they want to extend the tax bracket for capture some of the area then they. I think moving forward to 2026, we need to formalize these sectors. I look forward for see Swazi formalize, Abacha formalize, bike riders formalize. Let them form a company and see how we can improve. Because at the end of the day, private sector involvement cannot be divorced. Government alone cannot do it all. So let me not look the people and the one carry or the people and the something and the Salma, who need we can know the importance. Yeah. So and also the important because poverty is still life, and not all man government will employ and the private sector need for be buoyant. So yes, we need that. But for the APC, one thing I feel like some people they are almost the player and they only brief for them. But I have no regrets and no fear. But AKK they talk all the talk there. If we get to that 2025, take the and let's go map from where sick we go medical. We are not a problem. Now, so let me tell you, that was the official excuse. Yes, but this BNT we see, I think 1 month ago, that part, and Yunkela and the chill. So
no, he was not chilling. He went to
they were having a banquet. Okay, whatever. It was official. Yes, but yet still, we never know. But now inside in same leak audio, 50 minutes, 56 seconds. Dr. Kuroma Samuel Kamara na Ingrid, he say in be no say na so the apartheid get for end. So I think the unfinished message there is there are still unfinished businesses within the opposition. Yes, they play their part. Could they do more? Yes, they can be more constructive and formidable. And for the government, I think yes, it's unfortunate that they never can defend themselves, because we will not do that job. We'll only play a level playing field. So family, I tell you, thank you. And I wish you a happy and blessed 2026. I don't know if AKK one can say.
Yes, for the audio where Melvin reference, please, I cannot comment on it. I cannot say whether that audio was from the former president or not. I'm not a sound expert.
Hey, boy, never deny.
Yes,